breach of contract, and fraud.
Court come to order. All rise.
Judge Judy enters, then takes her seat behind the bench.
Thank you. Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 1069, Lewis versus Carter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Lewis, what got you interested in breeding dogs?
I love the breed, and I wanted to help bring something to the breed to help bring healthy dogs into the world.
What breed?
Bull Terriers.
Had you ever had a bull terrier before?
Yes, I actually found one for my husband.
Where did you get the one that you got for your husband?
I just found her on Facebook. He wasn't AKC registered or anything.
Well, if not AKC registered, how did you know that the one that you got for your husband was a purebred bull terrier?
Well, we were told that he was purebred. We saw his mom and his dad.
Well, you saw two dogs.
Yes. But at that point, I wasn't even interested in breeding.
Okay. And that's a male dog?
Yes.
Who I gather from these papers has never been neutered?
No, he is not.
So you have an unregistered, unneutered dog, and according to you, I think what you said is you wanted to do something for the breed. Would you read that back to me?
Whitney.
She said, I love the breed and I wanted to help bring something to the breed to help bring healthy dogs into the world.
Okay. So you went looking for a female?
Yes. But just to be
what?
A companion.
Okay. Not to breed?
No, I actually have evidence.
Just a second. Not to breed?
No.
And how did you find the defendant?
On Facebook.
She is, according to your papers, a recognized breeder of bull terriers.
Yes.
How much did you pay for your husband's dog?
$400.
Now, you found the defendant, who was an experienced breeder of bull terriers, on Facebook, and you ultimately purchased a female puppy from her, whose name is, I think, Adora.
Yes.
On what date did you purchase the dog from her?
On January 19th of 2020.
Did you pay her the $2,000?
Yes.
Did she pay you the $2,000 ultimately?
Yes.
And you bought this dog as a companion, but this companion dog did in fact have a litter.
Yes. So, sorry.
I'm getting there. This companion dog had a litter. That wasn't an accident because you didn't breed this companion dog with your husband's dog.
No, ma'am.
Because your husband's dog is unpapered.
Yes, and I would never do that.
Sometimes you don't have a choice. So you purposefully bred the dog to have a litter. On what date?
January 3rd, we did artificial insemination, and again on January 6th of 2020, or 2021.
And who owned the male dog?
Miss Carter's friend had the male dog.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And that litter produced how many puppies?
6.
Now, when you purchased this puppy, you had a co-ownership agreement with the defendant?
We did not. She gave me a year because she said that we were very knowledgeable with dogs, so on and so forth.
She gave you a year for what?
To figure out if we wanted to breed her or not. At that time, we could enter a co-own agreement.
Okay. So when did you, in fact, enter into the co-own agreement? Because if the dog was bred in January with a friend of hers, there evidently was a meeting of the minds that you were going to use this dog at least one time for breeding purposes.
Yes.
So then you entered into a co-ownership agreement, which I'd like to look at.
Yes.
Because it has terms on it. Kevin?
The date that she was paid off was on...
Just a second.
Taylor hands a document to Kevin, who brings it to Judy. She reviews it.
The puppy that was sold, you purchased on what date?
That's what I was trying to say. We got her on July 19th, and when she was paid off and we entered into the co-own agreement was on July 9th of 2021.
We went into it as a pet agreement, and then when she paid the dog off, I said, okay, now I'm gonna register her. Do you wanna go into the co-own, or do you guys wanna keep her as a pet? So then we both agreed to do a co-own, which is this contract, and then...
And then you...
Then I registered her.
And when you registered her, did you pay the plaintiff any money?
No, I paid for the registration.
Okay, so let me understand this. She paid you $2,000 for the dog.
Right.
And it was sold as a pet.
Right.
Just want to get it clear. If she decided within the 1 year she wanted to breed her, then you would co-own the dog. You would not get any puppies from the litter.
No, I would.
You would. So you were supposed to get how many puppies from a litter?
1.
Did you get a puppy from the first litter.
Yes.
Did you sell that puppy?
Yes.
For how much?
She has not been paid or anything yet. It was to my best friend, but she was for $2,500.
Okay. Did you sell the remaining 5 puppies?
Yes, ma'am. Or we kept one. We sold 4. Sorry.
Did you keep a male or a female?
A male.
How much did you sell the other 4 puppies for?
For $2,500 to $3,000.
And how much approximately were the vet bills and the breeding that you had?
Like $2,300?
Okay. And what was the stud fee for the dog?
$1,000.
You spent $1,000 for the stud fee. And how much did you spend for shots for the puppies, etc.? I'm trying to figure out. You sold the puppies for an average of $2,750 a piece, times 4.
Well, there was 3 that was sold for $2,500 and then 1 that was sold for $3,000.
Did you, in fact, allow a female puppy to be registered with full breeding rights to the person that you sold the female puppy to?
I did not.
That's either a yes or a no.
No. Yes.
That's either a yes or a no. Well, you just told me both things.
A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Taylor and PJ.
Taylor Lewis says dog breeder PJ Carter breached their contract. PJ is countersuing, claiming Taylor breached the breeding contract and wants her to return a bull terrier.
Okay, so we have $10,500 and minus $1,000 that you paid for the stud fee.
Yes.
Is $9,500. Now you're going to tell me what your vet bills were.
Okay. I think it was about...
Don't give me anything other than bills. I don't want to see anything other than bills.
Taylor hands documents to Kevin, who brings them to Judy.
Just make sure I'm sending you the right thing.
She hands them to Sarah.
Sarah, do me a favor, add those up. Make sure that they're all for Adora and her puppies. Okay? Okay. So far you've covered the cost of the dog and made several $1,000s. Sarah's going to tell me exactly how much. This is your complaint. Your complaint is that the defendant must have forged your name to AKC papers.
Yes.
And taken you off as the co-owner of the dog, making herself sole owner of the dog, which disallows you from registering the dog or further breeding the dog.
And showing.
And or showing the dog.
Yes.
You've never shown her before.
No, the only reason I didn't was because of COVID.
You've never shown her before?
No.
You have a counterclaim. And your counterclaim is for breach of this contract, this breeding contract, and for the value of the dog, which actually you've already been paid for, $2,000, and or the dog back, which you're not going to get because the dog is part of their household.
Your Honor, that was the other thing too. I wanted to request that I get ownership of Adora.
My only question is, did you, in fact, sign her name to a document that allowed you to advise the AKC, but your name is sole owner of the dog?
No.
Well, are you now the sole owner of the dog?
Only with the AKC. That was a confusion. She was thinking I would steal the dog from her, and I said, all I'm doing is taking ownership of the breeding rights of the AKC. That's it.
Okay. Now, you took ownership of that while you had co-ownership with her, and you did that by executing a document just in your own name?
Right. And she could have done the same thing to me.
But she didn't, because that's a breach of contract.
But the contract already had been broken. That's why I put her into my name.
Just a second. You have to tell me what you think gives you the right to change the contract that you had.
There was no change of it.
There was, because you are now the sole breeding right owner of the dog, and prior to that, both of you were.
Right. Okay.
So there is a difference. As you said, she could have done it to you, you did it to her. So you have to tell me what you consider a valid reason and one that did not breach the contract that the two of you entered into.
Right. Okay. I tried to teach her how to register the puppies, and she refused my help. So when she registered the puppies on May 1st, she registered one of the females with full breeding rights.
That was actually a typo.
I don't want you to interrupt again.
Okay.
She registered one of the puppies with full breeding rights.
Correct.
Okay. And that was in violation of what clause of this agreement? Just tell me.
On the back, under breeding agreement number 3.
Okay. All puppies sold must be sold with limited papers unless agreed upon by everyone. Must be stated in the contract between future breeding partner. Okay, so all puppies must be sold with limited papers. I understand what that means. You know, that means that they're being sold as pets.
The people don't have breeding rights to the dog.
No, they don't.
Correct.
Right. So she sold it with full breeding rights.
Okay.
She registered it with full breeding rights.
Just a second. She registered it herself?
Correct.
With full breeding rights to her?
No, to the person that bought the dog.
Kevin, may I see what she's talking about?
And I have that total.
Your Honor.
I have that total whenever
Great.
you're ready.
What's the total?
$1,553.35.
Great. Thank you.
Your Honor. I have evidence.
Just a second.
Okay.
I told you not to interrupt me again.
Sorry.
Subtract that figure from $9,500, please.
It's the top one to your left, Judge.
That's a letter from AT&T.
Judy reviews a document.
Okay, this says the dog was registered online with AKC on May 1st to the new owner of the dog with full registration, and on July 9th, it was corrected to limited registration
By
type.
myself.
By you.
I corrected it.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just, are you?
Sorry.
If you do it again, I'm just going to dismiss your case, and then we're going to be gone. Did you, in fact, allow on May 1st a female puppy to be registered with full breeding rights to the person that you sold the female puppy to?
I did not.
That's either a yes or a no.
No. Yes.
That's either a yes or a no. Well, you just told me both things. On May 1st, when one of the puppies was sold, did you sell that puppy and allow it to be registered with full breeding rights, full registration? Did you allow that to happen? That's
No.
either a yes or a no.
No.
Okay, you have some proof of that. I'd like
Yes.
to see it.
I have that number for you.
What is it?
$7,946.65.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin hands a document to Judy, who reviews it.
Okay. So you sold, according to this, the animal was sold with limited, full co-own. I don't know what that means. And it says that said dog must be altered by 1 year, and a copy of the alter certificate must be sent to the seller.
I don't know what that is that you're looking at.
Well, this looks like
Is that
a
the contract
sign.
between her?
This is a contract between her and the person to whom she sold the puppy. Okay? You can show it to the defendant.
Can I explain something?
Just look at it before you explain it.
PJ reviews the document.
Yes.
So on the day that she registered the puppies, she registered 3 different puppies. The one they kept, the one they sold that I had no part in selling, and another puppy that I had sold for them. Out of those 3 puppies, those 2 puppies were sold with full breeding rights and did not have my kennel name in the registered name.
Okay.
So how is it an accident? The puppy that I have I have nothing to do with gets full breeding rights, and AKC says they have full breeding rights. She registers 1 puppy correctly, 2 puppies incorrectly, the 2 that I have nothing to do with. So after
Just a second. She's attempting to answer that question. What is this that you're showing me?
On the highlighted part where she says that she wanted no responsibility or anything to do with the with rehoming the puppies.
But you're not rehoming them. You're
Or
selling them.
Sorry.
She doesn't. What does that have to do with...
Well, she was saying that she wasn't part of it, and that was part of her problem.
No, she doesn't have to be consulted about the buyers of your puppies.
I want the dog fixed. End of.
Well, I can't do
End of
that.
it.
I mean, I don't have the equipment here.
Right. So the only thing I wish. The only thing I was able to do.
I would if I believe me. I would if I could, but I can't.
Taylor grins. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Taylor and PJ.
Taylor Lewis has accused dog breeder P.J. Carter of breaching their contract and falsely claiming full ownership of their bull terrier. P.J. wants Taylor to return the dog or get her fixed.
Now, they have to be registered in the proper way according to this contract, which she says they were not. And according to the AKC, they were not registered in a manner consistent with the agreement that you had with her, which is that she would be consulted. You would consult with each other with regard to breeding. and ownership. Well, so it's a problem. You want to keep this dog? Do you want to keep this dog?
Yes, she's a part of my family. She's tattooed on my arm.
Okay. And so far, according to Sarah's math and according to my figures, $10,500 less $1,000 for breeding rights. You had some $1,500 worth of expenses with regard to the breeding of this dog, which leaves you with a net profit of almost $8,000. Okay, that's not bad, right?
No, it's not.
And if you deduct the $2,000 that you paid for the dog, you come out with a nice net figure.
Yes.
My question is, there was some discussion in the paperwork, and you say that you have a male dog at home that you believe probably is a bull terrier. You paid $400 for it, so I kind of doubt it. But that male dog is not neutered. Is it now?
He was going to be now after this whole situation.
Well, that was a shoulda, woulda, coulda. This has been going on for a long time. This is April, May, June.
2 years.
Yes.
It's been going on for a long time. So it took them a long time to get brains that you don't if you have no intention of breeding a dog which doesn't have an AKC bloodline. And if you, as you said in the beginning, wanted to bring something to the breed, you don't bring something to the breed by allowing a situation to exist in your home where there could be an accident.
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree. But I did want to show you that I did tell PJ at first when we were talking about breeding and everything that we had no intention of breeding, and we would get her spayed before we got him fixed, as well as she came back and asked if we would stud him.
Okay, now I'm listening to you. So you have no further intention of breeding Adora?
No, I was going to breed her one more time, just not with our male.
That's a problem.
Okay, I don't have to. I just want her to be my pet.
Fine. If you just want her to be your pet and you just want to own her, then that seems to be, even for the defendant, a perfectly logical and obvious choice. You have her neutered, and she will consent to removing her name as co-owner. Is that right?
Yeah, I told her I'd pay fully
Just a second.
put him back in her name.
Just a second. If that's what you're telling me, that's what you want this dog in your name. You want to own her completely without any issue with the defendant.
Yes, I wanted to be able to show her, and that was it.
Just a second. Well, you can't show her if she's fixed.
I know.
You know, I know a little bit. I know a little bit about, just a little bit about
Yes, ma'am, I
that.
know.
Okay. So, if you tell me, this is very easily resolved, that at this time you're telling me that you would rather have her as a pet. She's part of your family, and you will have her neutered, and then the defendant will turn over her papers to you. She is your dog for all purposes. You can take her, you can show her around wherever you want to show her, where they allow neutered dogs to be shown. If you're smart, you'll have your dog neutered. There's no reason for him to be not neutered. And if that's what you agree to do in what you're going to show me, I don't see that we have any problem here.
Well, that's not what I was going to show you. What I was trying to say is just at the end of the day, I just want my dog, but I wanted to be able to show her. I wanted to be able to breed her.
You can't have that without the agreement with her. That was your original contract with her, that she co-owns the dog. You want the dog, that's the contract. That's going to stay put. Or you want the dog all for yourself, and you have nothing to do with the defendant anymore. And then I will create that order that makes it clear that Adora will be spayed and not used for breeding purposes. And the dog, at that point, when proof of neutering is shown to the defendant, she is ordered to return all the papers to you, any documents, and provide any documents to the AKC which indicate that she has any interest in the dog.
Okay. I still want to breed her and show her.
You know, you can't have it both ways. You say to her, I don't have an intention of breeding her or showing her, and I just want her. She's part of the family. I'm prepared to do that for you. If you don't want to do that, then you're not going to be able to breed her. Right now, she's in the same kind of situation she was before. She was sold to you with a certain agreement, and you can't breach that agreement. I'm not going to certainly rewrite the contract.
Oh, I didn't expect you to.
Okay.
If there's a part that says if both parties agree to not have another litter, she must be spayed within 4 months. And we had both agreed at one point, we're done breeding.
Well, she evidently hasn't made that agreement.
Right. I want the dog fixed.
Well, I can't do that. I mean, I don't have the equipment here.
Right. So the only thing I wish. The only thing I was able to do
I would. Believe me, I would if I could, but I can't.
The only
So-
thing I could do is put the AKC papers into my name to encourage her to spay her. So hopefully no more future puppies would be
I'm not
created.
creating any order that assists her. Do you understand? Right now, what exists is an order that says she can't really breed the dog because she's not going to be able to sell the puppies for $2,500 or $3,000 a piece. She may breed the dog, but she'll have to sell the puppies for $400 a piece. And if what it costs her to breed the dog with vet bills and everything else, and she's only going to get $400 a puppy, that's an awful lot of trouble to go through to wind up with a net amount of money.
Right. So because I'm not getting the dog back, that's why I was doing the counterclaim.
You're not. You fixed the problem. You did that on your own. Your choice. Want to have the dog neutered? She gives you the dog.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
Perfect. We're done here.
Court is adjourned.
Taylor.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy that Adora is coming home with me.
I try to be an ethical breeder, and these dogs are my lifelong problem.
She wanted more money. That's what it was.
It's my duty to protect them until they die.
Judy and Sarah.
Now, it's interesting. The defendant in that case was really interested in the breed, and she was an experienced breeder. There's no question that the plaintiff and her husband were just
Getting into it. It's
And
not just
you
a
may-
hobby. You have to. It's
Yeah.
not just a hobby. You have to make sure you have the proper home, the proper papers, the proper bloodline.
and everything, because what the plaintiff said was she got interested in breeding because she wants to enhance the breed. Well, I think that if you're going to breed AKC animals, you have
For property damages and lost revenue.
Court come to order.
have a seat, please.
Kevin approaches Judge Judy.
Hello, Judge.
How are you, Kevin?
Good. Case number 1142, Wisman versus Hartley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Wisman, you have a business in renting jet skis?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you had the business?
April 2021.
What did you do before that?
I was in the military and I work in missile defense also. That's my full-time job.
So this is sideline.
It is.
Did you buy equipment?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you buy?
I have 3 sets of jet skis,
When was the first time you purchased jet skis?
September of 2020.
What kind?
Sea-Doo watercraft
Were they new or used?
used.
How much did you pay for them?
$7,000.
What year were they?
One's a 2006, one's a 2008.
Take a look. And you had 3 sets, you said.
Correct.
When did you buy the second set?
The second set I bought in April of this year, 2021.
Were they also used?
Yes, ma'am. 2006 and 2008.
Also Sea-Doos?
One's a Sea-Doo, one's a Yamaha.
How much did you pay for them?
$14,500.
What was the difference?
The market,
Fascinating.
Yeah,
That's
everything was going
fascinating.
a lot higher than Blue Book value.
Because they couldn't get parts and stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
I know. Car manufacturers had the same problem. So you paid double for pretty much the same thing.
Pretty close.
And when did you buy the third set?
July of this year.
And what did you buy?
They're actually 1997s. I had a friend who had them in storage and just wasn't using them and asked if I wanted to use them in
and
my
they're
rental
still
business.
working?
No.
No.
No, I got them. They had been sitting for a couple of years and they weren't running and they're still with the mechanic.
They're still not
They haven't
running.
been used at all.
How much
this
did you
summer.
pay them for those?
$1,000.
Oh, not bad.
No.
Okay. So the ones that you rented to Miss Hartley were the ones that you purchased in April of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that you returned them damaged.
Yes.
And the defendant said, well, they may have hit a rock or two, but nothing serious. Is that your answer?
No.
Well, did I make that up? I don't know. Just
No,
a
so
second.
there were some
Just a
rocks at the
second.
lake.
Hold on one second.
So for 2006 Sea-Doo, depending on the model, it looks like they range between $7,000 and $11,000.
For 2006?
Yes.
So you got a bargain in 2020.
Yeah, when I bought them, the Blue Book
Originally.
value was a lot lower though too.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. I thought that you indicated here that, yeah, you may have anchored them someplace, they may have hit a rock or two, but they
There were
weren't.
some rocks at the lake, but not that I had run into any rocks.
No, I didn't say you ran into a rock. I didn't say you ran into a rock. I thought it said that you sort of anchored them and then you went doing something and they may have hit up against a rock. Isn't that what you said?
I mean, maybe I misunderstood you, but I didn't write up against on rocks.
No, I didn't say that you rode against a rock. Did you indicate to the plaintiff that when you had the jet skis out, you had anchored them? They did have anchors?
Yes.
You had anchored them and maybe gone for a swim, gone for a whatever. And they may have hit from a wave, from a current, they may have hit against a rock.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's not something that you think about, like, you know, the baby burped on my jet ski. That's, oh my goodness, I anchored it too close to rocks. And I heard it hitting up against the rock, so you heard it.
No, I had it anchored up at a boat dock, of which is really where they should be, right? Have them on a boat dock. So there are rocks around the lake, but not that I was allowing them to repeat and hit against rocks or that I was hearing them against any rocks. We checked on them throughout the night. They weren't really moving very much. They seemed very okay, wasn't very windy.
Do you have photographs of them?
I do.
I'd like to see them.
Jeremy hands photos to Kevin, who brings them to Judy.
Miss Hartley, when you took the jet skis, what color were they?
So the jet skis were supposed to be red ones. That was the ones that we discussed for me picking out. That's the ones that was listed online.
The red ones, sir, are the ones from 2020?
Yes.
The ones that you used were the ones that you purchased in 2021?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any reason that you switched them?
I believe they had broke from the previous rental.
The ones from 2020?
Yeah, they were in the shop, so I had that set left. And when we did discuss it, I wasn't 100% sure whether it was going to be the red ones or the ones I had just...
Doesn't matter 100% sure or not.
Your Honor, if I may speak, that's not what he had said to me on the day that we met.
What did he tell you?
So that day, I viewed the Sea-Doo and I viewed the Yamaha, and then he says the red ones were out, rented, had not been brought back yet. That the Sea-Doo and that the Yamaha is not what I would be taking out because they had rocks sucked up in them, water sucked up in them. He still had to go through and clean it out from people that dropped it off, left it damaged with him. And then when I went and picked up and paid the rest of the amount to take jet skis out, these were the ones that he sent with me. So since he changed his mind on that, and these were what was sent out with me, I presumed that they were safe to drive and that they had been repaired.
Let me ask you this question. Did you take them both out?
I did.
Okay, and you used them?
Yes.
Caption coming up.
You're not renting damaged jet skis. You're suing up to $10,000, which would make these things totally inoperable. But you're renting them to other people.
They're going to be repaired fully.
Well, they're not going to be repaired by her.
And later today.
Miss Keeling.
Yes.
Where is this coin collection?
It's in the car.
How did you get here to court today?
A rental.
I have to tell you that I'm not liking your attitude.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
A young woman smirks. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Jeremy and Amanda.
Jet ski owner Jeremy Wisman claims Amanda Hartley damaged both of his jet skis while renting them.
Let me ask you this question. Did you take them both out?
I did.
Okay, and you used them?
Yes.
And did you take the trailer?
Yes.
Did anything happen with the trailer?
So with the trailer, it was missing pins, and so we had to purchase our own pins with the trailer. And then the lights were not working, so we had to purchase our own lights for that trailer. So when we dropped off the trailer and the jet skis, I had let him know that the lights were not working. I had to then purchase my own.
Did you send him that by text or by phone?
By message, by
May I see it?
messenger, yes. Let's see.
Mr. Wisman, the prior people who you said rented the jet ski, you said that they damaged them, which is possible, if not probable, when somebody uses jet skis. Because I know my own grandchildren ride around like lunatics in them when they have an opportunity. Why don't you have insurance if this is a business of yours?
I do have personal insurance.
Not personal insurance. I'm talking about any kind of insurance for damage to your business, to your property.
Well, business insurance was...
For the jet skis. You paid $14,000 for them. I'm just curious.
So I do have insurance on them. I have that right here. The reason I don't want to make a claim on them is because my insurance skyrockets or they would drop me because I have so many pieces of equipment insured on them.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Your Honor.
May I see the text messages? That, Mr. Wisman, might be your problem.
Can I speak for a moment, please?
Yes, in a second. Wait,
okay.
I'm reading this.
Judy reviews a text message.
Do you have the next page of this? This is on June 19th at 12:41 p.m. We haven't made it to the lake yet. Someone must have drove the trailer into the water because there was water in the lights. The brake lights don't work, and there's no keys to the blue jet ski. Then you write back, the key was in the center console. They worked when you guys took them, and the keys were in both.
They picked them up at 10 o'clock at night. The lights worked.
Right here is where it says that
Sure,
I bought the
don't,
lights.
so-
Okay.
Don't read it. just give it.
Amanda hands a document to Kevin, who brings it to Judy. She reviews another text message.
What does this mean, no sucked up rocks?
Because he had asked me, was there water and rocks sucked up in it? Because when I picked those ones up, he said that's what he had to clean out, what was in those Sea-Doos and the Yamaha prior for me picking them up, which is why he said I was going to have the red ones instead of those.
Got it. Would you show this to the plaintiff, please, and tell him to explain that to me?
Judy hands the document to Kevin, who brings it to Jeremy. He reviews it.
This is her telling me that she didn't suck any rocks up.
The front part of that jet ski is what I am aware of the damage that I did.
Great. Let me know exactly how you damaged the front of the jet ski.
I was driving into the front of the shore and then gravely bumped against the boat dock.
And when you bumped against the boat dock, what happened to the jet ski?
So that's when the front piece of that plastic piece had broke.
Was there any damage to the Sea-Doo?
No.
Okay, you drove the Sea-Doo.
Yes.
Could you stand up for me, please? Your last name is?
Hartley.
Mr. Hartley, you drove the Sea-Doo and your wife drove the Yamaha.
Yes.
Did you stay on those all weekend?
We probably switched back and forth, but...
Okay. Did you have any accident with the Sea-Doo?
No, ma'am.
Hit anything?
Nope.
Did you see any damage to the Sea-Doo?
No.
And when you returned them, the damage that you saw on the Yamaha was this front panel damage that your wife had done.
Yeah.
How much did you pay the plaintiff?
$480.
For the weekend?
For the weekend, yes.
For the two?
The deposit was $300, and then when we picked them up, we had paid him the $180, and he said that was fine.
And when you dropped them off, was he there?
Yes, so I assume he was inside his home. We were messaging. As I was there at his home, I'm texting him, hey, I'm here. Do you want to come outside and overview these? He then declined to come outside and look at them.
May I see those texts?
Oh, I don't believe I have those, of him declining to come outside.
Well, I'd like to see your text to him indicating that you're there.
I never got that text.
I don't think I have it within this, but
well, that's important.
The whole way that we were there.
That's important.
Can I speak, ma'am? My last message to her was at 10:45 that night, saying that since there's no daylight and I had to work the next day, to go ahead and just leave them in the front yard.
Got it. So you just told her to leave it?
I told her to leave it at 10:45, but I never received any response back. No, okay. I'm here.
And she left it?
Yes.
And the next day you looked and you saw damage?
Yes, ma'am.
And the only thing that she advised you of was damage to the blue Yamaha?
She did say that there's scuffs and stuff on the bottom of the holes also.
Well, they may...
But she wasn't sure if that was still there. But they weren't scuffs, they were giant holes.
I didn't believe it was from me.
They were giant holes?
Yeah, what you saw in the pictures.
Okay, I would like to see the repair bill, and I would like to see why, if you have these insured, why you didn't use the insurance unless you have a deductible.
They're not fully repaired yet, so I don't have the repair bill.
Your Honor, I have right here that he is still, they must be fixed because he has them re-rented out, listed online.
May I see it?
Yes.
Amanda hands a document to Kevin, who brings it to Judy.
And from when I screenshot that yesterday, it said a week ago.
Judy reviews a rental advertisement for the jet skis.
Is this the Yamaha you used?
Yes.
Did you list these out for rent, sir, after the defendant used them?
I did, yes.
Just,
I have them.
The answer is you did, so they must be available.
So they're patched. They're not fully fixed. Oh. And I haven't. They're at the mechanic right now.
Mr. Wisman, unless you can show me an estimate to fix the front panel that she says was damaged, I'm dismissing your case.
The front bill? This is just the front piece.
I'd like to see it.
I ordered it and replaced it myself.
I'd like to see it.
Jeremy hands a document to Kevin, who brings it to Judy.
It was $114.59. That's the only piece you're getting reimbursed for.
Not the holes?
Oh, no. Not that you re-rent it again. I don't know how many people you rent these things to and say, well, I patched them up and charged the exact same thing as she did, and then they use them, and with your patchwork, maybe they come off again, maybe you say that they damaged them. Listen, Mr. Wisman, if you're running a business and your business is renting jet skis and you have insurance, then use it. But you're not renting damaged jet skis. You're suing her for $10,000, which would make these things totally inoperable. But you're renting them to other people.
Once.
And later today.
Is anything today that I just said to you inaccurate?
Well, yes, as far as me going to his home.
A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Jeremy and Amanda.
Jet ski owner Jeremy Wisman is accusing his customer, Amanda Hartley, of damaging his jet skis and not returning all his equipment.
Listen, Mr. Wisman, if you're running a business and your business is renting jet skis and you have insurance, then use it. But you're not renting damaged jet skis. You're suing her for $10,000, which would make these things totally inoperable. But you're renting them to other
rented them
people.
once.
You're renting them to other people.
They're going to be repaired. Fully.
Well, they're not going to be repaired by her.
Right now, it's the
114.59, judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished.
And what about all the missing equipment?
That's it. We're done.
Jeremy, then Amanda.
I'm not happy with it.
I'm just glad that the good person won in this.
I got a patch on him.
So I tried to make it right with him, and then when he started to have these excessive charges and have damages that were not mine, it was wrong.
They're going to be fixed fully this winter.
So that's when it needed to come to this.
They work. They're just cosmetically not finished.
Probably through an actual business, not private renter.
Probably do it for another year and see what happens.
Judy and Sarah.
I actually thought that while dressed in a suit and tie and sounding very good, when the defendant said, I sent him a note and I said, we didn't suck up any rocks, but I did damage the front and I'm sending you a picture of it. I thought two things were disingenuous about the plaintiff. A, he didn't use his insurance, and it's a business. He said, well, my rates will go up. Well, otherwise then you're stuck with the damage. You're stuck with the damage because usually if you rent a car, either you pay for the insurance when you rent a car or you self-insure. And the second thing, and the most important thing was, he said there were gaping holes in them and he took pictures of the holes. But then he acknowledged that he had listed them for rent. And then he said, I patched the holes. Who knows if a patch is good? You're out in the middle of a lake, and if the patch fails, then that's dangerous. Anyway, I was not impressed with him. If you're going to be in the business, this was our second jet ski case. I don't know why that's become such a popular business. I think probably because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think people are just spending more time with their families outside.
We've seen our family with jet skis. Some are normal.
A few incidents here and there.
Some are normal. And some power them up and stand up on them, and you can ride them standing up and sitting down. By their very nature, they're designed to be driven aggressively.
Yeah.
Except if they're driven by a 70 and an 80-year-old, then, you're lucky to sort of make it around the lake. Anyway, I didn't believe him. That's the bottom line.
Kevin.
Case number 1164, Angeles versus Keelan. Please step forward.
Jorge Angeles is suing his former friend, Keontae Keeling, for the return of a car and a coin collection.
Miss Keeling.
Yes.
Where is his coin collection?
It's in the car, in my Volkswagen Jetta.
Where is it?
It's parked in front of my apartment.
How did you get here to court today?
A rental.
I have to tell you that I'm not liking your attitude.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do understand.
Case is a relatively simple one. You and the defendant were friends. A certain period of time you were roommates. According to you, just friends. There was a time when you needed a car. A friend was selling a car. According to the plaintiff, it was a Jetta. He agreed to advance the money for the car. He did. You agreed to pay him for the car. You didn't. He took the car. You went to the house and took his coin collection. That's how you have his coin collection. According to you, you were holding the coin collection as collateral to get the car back. He's a truck driver. While he was out of town, you went and took the car back.
Yes.
So far, you acknowledge all of those things.
Yes.
Right? Two things. Is anything today that I just said to you inaccurate?
Well, yes, as far as me going to his home, I rented out a room in his house. So
from when to when?
From December 2020 till I took the car in August 2nd.
Where was he when you took the car?
Out of town.
The car is in both your names.
Yes, it is.
It was in both your names because you were supposed to pay him for the car, and as soon as you paid him for the car, he was going to take his name off the title. That was your agreement.
Yes.
Who has the title for the car?
George.
Great. Would you give me the title, please?
Jorge hands a document to Kevin.
I see it.
He brings it to Judy, who reviews it.
Don't leave, Kevin. Where does she sign this car over to him? You know where? Right there. Sign it.
Kevin brings the document to Keontae.
Right now.
Date and signature.
She signs it.
Date it. Give it to him, please.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Kevin hands the document to Jorge.
You getting an appearance fee for coming to court today?
Yes.
How much?
$250.
We're going to hold that. He's going to pick up his car, which you didn't pay for. Do you understand?
I
Do you
understand.
understand?
I understand.
If the car isn't there, or if there's any damage to the car, he's going to report it stolen, because now he has full title to the car. Do you understand?
I understand.
Great. Where is the coin collection?
It's in the car in the Volkswagen.
Where exactly in the car?
It's in the trunk.
Do you know where the car is now located?
Yes.
Do you have a second set of keys for the car?
I have one set of keys, yes. Yes, I do.
You're not to go near the car again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do, he's going to call the police. Then we're going to play him this tape. Do you understand?
I understand.
Very good. You've got your car back, and you've got your coin collection back. It's in the trunk.
Okay.
Any difficulty, you let me know.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We're
Thank
done
you.
here.
Court is adjourned.
Keontae is interviewed, then Jorge.
I feel like he gave me the car as a gift
Well, I was just trying to help her get a car to go to her job.
because he wanted me to be his girlfriend.
I was just trying to be nice, not buy. You know, you don't buy people, you just be nice.
You know, I took the coins out of anger because he took the car from me first.
I was the one that offered her a car,
That's what, just out of revenge, I just took his coins.
so she will not be Ubering all the time.
I'm not mad, you know, I just get my own car. I know what to do now.
In her chambers, Judy with Sarah.
Sarah Rose, that was easy peasy. That was very easy. You had a defendant who knew she was in the wrong, looking maybe to get over. She was nice looking, had a nice smile, took advantage.
Knew she took advantage.
For vet bills and the cost of a dog.
Court come to order. All rise.
Judge Judy enters.
Have a seat, please.
Kevin approaches.
Hello, Judge. Case number 1108, Simpson versus Brewer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Simpson, you want a whole bunch of money back from the defendant who sold you a dog.
Yes.
Stories are really pretty interesting for me, interesting as far as dog cases go. You met her in an office.
Veterinarian office.
You already had a dog. What kind of dog do you have?
Border Collie, Australian Shepherd mix.
How old is that dog?
3 years old.
And you and the defendant started to chat, and you discovered one way or another that she had a litter of puppies.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you thought, according to you, that it might be nice to have a companion for your Border Collie.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant has a particular breed of dog. What kind of breed is that?
A miniature Australian Shepherd.
And you have both parents or just the mother?
Both parents.
And they're registered dogs?
No, I didn't register them.
I'm not talking about the litter that you have. I'm talking about your dogs. Are they AKC registered?
No, ma'am.
Are they purebred dogs?
No.
Okay. Let me see what they look like.
Elizabeth produces a cell phone.
I'm having trouble with this new phone. I apologize.
Yeah, that's why I keep my old phone.
Your Honor, I was under the assumption that I bought a miniature Australian Shepherd half blue heeler, but she told me that it was. And it looks like a blue heeler.
I don't know. You pay $200 for a dog, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, that dog is a beautiful dog. Do you have a picture of the puppies?
On the same phone. I have it with the mother.
Do I go like this?
Yeah. There's so many pictures in there. I apologize.
This is your other dog?
That's the mother.
That's the mother.
Mhm.
They're beautiful dogs.
Yeah, and this, Your Honor, is a picture of her when the day that Mr. Simpson came and picked her up.
Okay, yeah, I see the dog.
Lot
Dogs
better
are just
picture.
beautiful looking dogs. Would you return this to the defendant, please?
Judy looks at a photo of a puppy.
Okay, so, Mr. Simpson, you discussed with the defendant this litter of puppies that she had. This is what, I think her name is Sadie. This is what Sadie looked like when you brought her home.
Yes.
And in what month was that?
I want to say April the 1st.
April 1, 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And then there came a time when two things happened. First of all, your older dog, whose name is?
Blue.
Blue. According to you, you noticed that Blue was a little depressed having this puppy around. I understand that. I've been through that with dogs. You know, they're the center of attention. All of a sudden, you get a puppy around. The puppy is and gets a little bit more of your attention, and the older dog gets a little depressed. Sometimes they work their way out of it, and sometimes not. But in addition to Blue being a little depressed, this little puppy was digging holes in your backyard.
Yes.
She was a digger.
Yeah.
And there came a time when you called the defendant. What day was that?
I text her.
On what day?
July the 31st, 2021.
So you would have the dog April, May, June, and July, 4 months. So the dog was really 5 months old at the time because you took the dog when the puppy was very young, probably too young to be taken. But you had the dog for 4 months, and at this point you texted her. I'd like to see the text.
It's the one in the green.
Just a second, she's going to show me the same text.
Gary and Elizabeth both give documents to Kevin, who brings them to Judy. She reviews them.
Okay, 4 months later, you wrote to her, I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going to get rid of Sadie. I potty trained her so she don't leave the yard, but I can't stop her from digging holes in my yard. I'll let you know. The defendant responded, okay, thanks for letting us know. We will be happy to take her back. We just lost one the other day. Having Sadie back right now would be wonderful. The other pup, Speck, I assume from the same litter, is still mourning Half Pint's loss. She was his only playmate. Sadie could be a new playmate for him. Just let us know when to come and get her. And that was at 9:42 in the morning. The same day, Saturday, July 31st, she again wrote you and she said, we are getting off work and headed your way to pick up Sadie. Is that okay? That was July 31st. And then she came to your house.
Which I never said.
Just a second. She came to your house.
Yes.
Who did she come with?
Tony.
Okay. And they came in. And tell me what you said to her, sir. No, look at me.
Yes.
Tell me what you said to her.
I said that.
Be careful what you're saying to me.
Yes. Yes.
Be careful what you say to me
digging.
because I've been doing this a long time. Some things make sense, some things don't make sense. All right?
Gary grins. Caption coming up.
Were you offered any more money for Sadie?
Yes, ma'am. No. I'm sorry. No.
Were you?
I thought you meant her.
No. Were you offered money from anybody else
No,
for
ma'am.
Sadie? Did you look online to see?
No, ma'am.
And later today,
Let's stop right there. Before he paid you back the money,
He didn't pay me back.
he did pay you back some money.
He did, yeah.
But before he paid you back all the money, who lent who money?
A man furrows his brow. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Gary and Elizabeth.
Gary Simpson claims dog owner Elizabeth Brewer owes for vet bills and the cost of a dog. Elizabeth is countersuing for lost wages and harassment.
Okay, she came to your house with a friend. Did she knock at the door?
Yes.
Did you open the door?
Yes.
And she was there, and you said to her,
I said, come on in, and she...
come on in. And she came in. Did you know why she was there? Did you think you knew why she was
I
there?
think I knew why she was
Yes,
there.
she was there to pick up Sadie. Yes,
And...
just a second. She was there to pick up Sadie.
And I say yes.
And then what happened next?
Well, I tried to find...
No, don't look down.
Well...
Look here. What happened next? She came in, said hi, come on in, and then what happened next?
I said, let me get her vaccinations. And the way she came in, she was hurrying so
Just
fast.
a second. Don't tell me hurrying. You said, let me get her vaccinations, because you had taken her to the vet to be vaccinated.
Yes.
A good owner. And she said, okay. Did she say okay?
Not to worry about them, that she would get them later.
She said not to worry about them, the vaccination. She would get them later.
Tony's back was hurting in the car, and she needed to get him home.
Okay, so she took Sadie.
And I was...
Just a second.
Yeah.
Not an I was. She took Sadie.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You didn't say, you can't take her. I'm going to call the police. You, in fact, said, I'm going to get her record of vaccination, so you'll have everything. You'll have both the dog and the vaccinations. That was going to be it.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we go to a couple of days later. Hey, I'm sorry, but I may be asking for Sadie back. I'll let you know Friday. I'll pay you for her food. Now, I want you to be very careful what you say to me, Mr. Simpson.
Yes.
What happened between July 31st and August 2nd?
Well, there's no money came back to me.
Now, just a second. That has nothing to do with what you said to her on August 2nd. You didn't say anything. Listen to me. Don't look down there. Remember what I said to you.
Is it?
Were you offered any more money for Sadie?
Yes, ma'am. No. I'm sorry. No.
Were you?
I thought you meant her.
No. Were you offered money from anybody else
No,
for
ma'am.
Sadie? Did you look online to see?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what made you change your mind? That's not what you said. Hey, I'm sorry, but I may be asking for Sadie back. I'll let you know Friday. What day was August 2nd? What day of the week? 2021.
Yeah, August 2nd was a Sunday.
Oh.
Or Monday, excuse me. Sorry.
Monday. I'll let you know Friday. So a whole week later. What did you think was going to happen in a week?
Figured she'd give me the money for
No. Nah. Okay. Then on August 3rd, this is on me, but I assume you are still going to give me my $200 back. If you read my text, I say I was thinking of getting rid of her, but you caught me off guard, and I really didn't think you would come that day. So, Miss Brewer, I'm reading your text to him, where you said you were going to pay him because he's been annoying you. $100 next week when I get paid, and $100 the following week equals $200. Now stop texting, calling, and harassing us over this issue. It's already settled according to our verbal agreement we entered into. Have a nice day. That's what you said to him.
Yes,
so you agreed to pay him back the $200 that he
Yes,
paid
I
for the
did,
dog.
ma'am. The only thing is that, like you said, I did that because he was bothering me and causing me time off of work because I depend on this phone. Any interruptions cause me to miss deliveries for my food service.
Did you say to her, just pay me the money or give her back? Yes.
Yes, Your
Okay,
Honor.
that was on August 6th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. It boils down to this. You agreed to refund. Now you stole her, right?
Right. Yes.
So you were perfectly happy to get your money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good.
May I make one statement? I agreed to just turn the other way. Maybe it was best for Sadie for her to go back to her. But I didn't agree for her to take it and not give me. I have vet bills for her.
I don't care about your vet bills.
That I wasn't trying to claim.
No.
Yes, ma'am. But, just to come and take her, I agreed to look the other way.
Mr. Simpson, you let her into your house fully understanding why she was there. You even said to her, hold on, before you take her, let me give you her paper so you know what shot she's taking. This wasn't a mad dash. She was doing a mad dash because she said, I want to get back into the car. You actually were very coherent. You said, let me give you all of her paperwork, just a minute. And she said no, but you were giving her the dog. And then there were all kinds of excuses that we hear. Well, you let the dog run out, you're on a hill, the other one was hit by a car, you must not be responsible. I'm thinking about what's best for the dog. But bottom line was, by the 6th of August, you said, either return Sadie or give me my money back.
Your Honor, we made a pact when I got her, if it was too much for me, that I would contact her first before I got rid of her to any other person. And that's what my thinking about was, and then her showing up on the day that she worked.
Very good.
She was able to.
$200. You write him a letter, Miss Brewer, in which you say, I'm not ignoring your texts, Gary, and you know this. You know we work long hours and cannot answer while we're on duty. You also assured us that if she became too much for you or if it didn't work out, you would give her back to us and we would refund your $200. And as agreed, when you called saying you wanted us to get her, we came immediately to get her. As soon as you found another person would pay you more for her, suddenly you wanted her back to sell her and make money. How disgraceful of you. Miss Brewer, how did you know that?
On the text message in there that I highlighted, Gary had told me on either the 2nd or 3rd that the reason he wanted her back was that he found a girl that would offer him more money.
Well, you did say to her, I have a girl offer me more.
Just to let her know I could have sold it for more. I was trying to pressure her in to give me my money.
Just a second. Did you tell her that there was a girl who was willing to pay you more money than the $200?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what I asked, because that's what I thought from reading these papers.
Yes, Your Honor.
You agreed to give him his $200 back.
Yes.
Bottom line. And that's what you're going to get, not $3,600. You're going to get your $200 back. She has a counterclaim for lost wages and harassment.
Elizabeth nods. Caption coming up.
And later today.
Did you discuss with your brother that you were going to write this off against your debt to him?
No.
No, well, then you can't write it off. That has to be agreed on by two people, not that you just say in your head, well, I fixed his brakes, and so now we're even. You can't say that.
No,
he has to agree to it. Do you understand?
A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Gary and Elizabeth.
Gary Simpson claims dog owner Elizabeth Brewer owes for vet bills and the cost of a dog. Elizabeth is countersuing for lost wages and harassment.
What lost wages?
Whenever he would text me, it would interrupt my app, which I use the platform for my food deliveries, and it caused me to lose business.
That's what happens when there's a disagreement. If you were going to pick up the puppy, you should have brought $200 with you. Okay, counterclaims dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $200. We're finished. Thank you very much.
Court is adjourned.
Elizabeth, then Gary.
It was never about the money.
And I did love her to pieces. I mean, she's an awesome little dog.
I think he got in over his head, and when he found out how valuable she was, and that he got off with just $200 and he had the other offer, I think that's what it was about. He wanted her back so he could get the $2,500.
I set out exactly what I intended to do, and that was win this case.
Judy.
You know, the case was a very simple case, Sarah, but, you know, the one good thing about these text messages is you memorialize at least concepts. You don't memorialize things so you can understand it very often, because it amazes me that nobody knows how to put together a sentence. There's no punctuation, there's no sentence structure. You have to sort of guess what the intention is. I really have to get into this century, because when I tried to read these texts that this man wrote, I had to try to put myself in his mind to think what he was saying, because it was on paper irreconcilable with what he was talking about.
I think it's a good lesson too, because people, even in casual text conversations, you never know when that's going to turn into a piece of evidence.
Yeah, and it's a good thing anyway. It keeps your mind fixed and straight and on a path. I'm glad I have you sitting next to me.
Kevin.
Case number 1105, Cos versus Cos. All parties, please step forward.
Fernando Cos is suing his brother, Louis Cos, for the balance of a motorcycle owned.
Mr. Cos, this is your brother.
Yes.
And it is your claim that he owes you the balance of a loan that you made him.
Correct.
What was the loan for?
It was for a motorcycle that I purchased.
Explain it to me.
I work on motorcycles, so he asked me if I could see a bike that's the same one that I have, and if it was decent to purchase it for him.
Okay, so you went and looked at the bike, and?
Yeah. So I looked at it. Bike was great, good condition. I took cash, $3,200. I bought the bike. As we were there, he called.
Who was there?
Me and the guy that I bought the bike from. He called me through Messenger to look at it, and he liked the bike. He said, yeah, get it for me, and I'll pay you back when I return from work, because he was out of state.
Go ahead.
I right away gave him the pink slip, showed him the motorcycle.
And you have the motorcycle?
Yes.
Okay.
Waited for a couple weeks, and I finally asked him about what he was supposed to pay me, because I paid cash for him. During that time, our friend needed some money, so he lent him some money. My friend gave him a motorcycle for it until he paid him back.
Just a second. Let's stop right there. Before he paid you back the money.
He didn't pay me back.
Before he did pay you back some money.
He did, yeah.
But before he paid you back all the money, who lent who money?
One of our friends lent him $2,000 because he needed...
Okay. Did somebody lend you $2,000?
No, I lent him.
You lent a friend?
Yeah, neutral friend.
So you lent the friend, this mutual friend, $2,000?
Yes.
What does that have to do with this bicycle?
The reason why I say that is because when I asked him 2 weeks after I gave him the pink slip where my money was, he said, well, I already paid you because I pretty much traded the bike for the money. And I
Traded
asked him,
what bike for what money?
That's exactly what I asked him.
No,
what are you
traded-
talking about?
Explain that to me.
No, what I told him is, because he had $3,800 of mine, because when I left, I sold the car and he kept the money. And when I got home, I told him that I would pay him the 32, but I did a brake job for him and I charged him $480, and he never paid me that.
Just a second. This has nothing to do with the bike. This has nothing to do with you paying somebody $2,000. Am I missing something?
Well, I don't know why he's bringing that up with
I don't
with
know
the
why
$2,000.
either.
Yeah,
It was
that's
very
totally
easy.
different.
$3,200.
Yeah.
You paid him some money.
I paid him 27.
Right. That's what you say, and that's what he says.
Yes.
So that leaves,
1,400.
no, 32 less 2,700. He paid you back 27.
Just 27, and he owes me 700.
He owes you 700.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what your defense to this case is that you did a brake job for him.
Yes.
And when you did the brake job for him, did you tell him what you were going to charge him?
Yeah, I told him.
No. When did you give him the 2,700?
I wrote a check. Let's see what day it was. 6/29. Sorry, and then 6/5/21. I wrote another one.
For how? Let me see.
Lewis hands documents to Kevin, who brings them to Judy. She reviews them.
June 5th is $2,000 for the car, $2,700 is the bike. One says car, one says bike.
Yeah, I don't know why I put car, but that was for the bike, both of them. That's the checks I gave him towards the bike.
Okay, it's $500, not $700. Mr. Kaz, say here that it was $3,200, and he asked if he could borrow $200 to fix something on his car, which I also lent him. That's in your complaint, right?
Yeah.
Well, when did you do that?
That was before I bought the bike. It was a couple weeks before I bought the motorcycle. It was 34. I have the email, the text here that he sent me about that.
Can I see that, please?
And I have this also from the
That it was a $700.
from the guy the day that I purchased the bike.
Fernando hands documents to Kevin, who hands them to Judy. She reviews them.
I don't see anything about $200 here.
That's what I lend him the money for. It doesn't say that I'm giving him the 200.
200. Does it say anything about?
It was to pick up that vehicle because he was short.
Does that refresh your recollection?
As far as I know, he paid 17. I don't know.
All right, I have no idea.
Yeah,
So
I don't
far,
know if- I
so
don't know
far,
if
there's
he
a
paid.
$500 difference in the 32 and the $2,700 that you were paid. I go back to you, Mr. Kaz, when you fixed his carburetors or calibrators or whatever you did you discuss with your brother that you were going to write this off against your debt to him?
No.
No, well, then you can't write it off. That has to be agreed on by two people, not that you just say in your head, well, I fixed his brakes, and so now we're even. You can't say that.
No,
He has to agree to it.
No,
You understand?
Yeah, no, I didn't say that.
Good.
even.
So don't fix his car anymore. You owe him $500. You owe him the balance on the motorcycle. Anything else? Are we done here? Yes, we're done here. Thank God. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Court is
Not
adjourned.
$500. Goodbye.
Fernando, then Lewis.
That's what I was looking for, some kind of accountability.
I mean, it is what it is.
He did do the brakes for me. Never mentioned nothing about the $480 for that.
It's fine. I'm just glad everything's over.
It's not my first rodeo with him.
Judy.
People do that all the time. They owe somebody money, and after a while, it becomes annoying that they owe them the money because you will find a reason not to make that final last payment. I'm not going to pay my rent the last month. Let him use the security deposit. Last week, I drove him to the grocery store 3 times and used all that gas, so I don't owe him the money. I fixed his brakes and calibers. Well, you can't have a one-sided contract.
It has to be agreed upon by both people.
Absolutely right. So
Attacked her Chihuahua.
Court coming to order. All rise.
Judge Judy enters.
have a seat, everyone.
Kevin approaches.
Hello, Judge. Case number 1106, Burrow Threlkel versus Soifer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Threlkel, how long have you lived across the street from each other?
We don't live across the street from one another.
You live on the same side?
Yes.
How long have you been living in your home?
31 years.
And Mr. Soifer, how long have you been living in your house?
I closed on it May 7th of this year.
Ms. Threlkel, are you immediately adjacent to the defendant, or are you separated by a house?
We're separated by 6 homes.
Do you happen to have a photograph?
Yes, I actually do.
Of the house? I'd like to take a look at it.
I have them according to the order.
Karen hands photos to Kevin, who brings them to Judy. She looks at them.
Oh, so there's a good deal of distance between the two
ma'am.
houses.
Yes, ma'am. Mine's is the very last one.
This is your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Soifer, this is what her complaint is, and this is what she's asking for. Ms. Threlkel says that a dog that belongs to you got out of your house, which is 6 houses away from hers, and somehow got into her house through a doggy door. What kind of dog do you have?
A pit bull mix.
How much does it weigh?
35, 40 pounds.
And what kind of dogs do you have?
I have a Chihuahua and 2 miniature Schnauzers.
So relatively small dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your daughter. She was involved in that incident that day. Somehow, your dog got loose from your control for whatever reason, got in to the defendant's house, inside her house. And inside her house, your dog attacked one of her dogs, causing serious injury to that dog and making a mess in the house in the process because there was blood all over the place. It was a mess. In order to try to get your dog back while this was going on, your daughter, from your house, because you had just come in, according to you, from unloading paintings that you had just bought for the house, your door was open. That's how the dog got out. You say the dog was chasing her dogs that were out in the street. I don't care. Her dogs didn't come into your house. From your house, your daughter ran after your dog and tried to get into the house by crawling through the doggy door. So far, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You can stand up.
Mark's daughter, Naomi.
She crawled in through the doggy door, couldn't get all the way through, but was able to reach up and open the door from the latch, which allowed the door to open. Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you got inside Miss Threlkeld's house, what did you see?
I didn't actually go inside the house.
Where did you see your dog?
As soon as I opened the door, she ran out towards the other dog.
Her other dog was in the yard.
Yes.
Did you see the dog that had been injured inside the house?
Yes.
What kind of dog was it?
I'm pretty sure Chihuahua.
Did you see blood?
Yes, ma'am.
How did your dog get out of Miss Threlkeld's house?
Through the door.
After you opened it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you opened the door. Did you go back out through the doggy door?
Yes.
And then you walked into the house?
No, I did not go inside the house.
The dog, when you opened the door, ran out?
Yes, ma'am.
And you saw in the house the Chihuahua with blood?
Yes, ma'am.
And then, according to you, you saw your dog go after the other dog?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dog was the other dog?
I have no idea.
Was it a small dog or a big dog?
Small dog.
So that was probably one of the miniature Schnauzers.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see what your dog did to the miniature Schnauzer?
No, ma'am.
Where was your father?
He was at the gate, but he was not able to get inside the yard.
He was at the gate?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get inside?
I went through the gate because it was wide open.
Okay, so you went in through the gate. And did you see why your father couldn't get into the gate?
Karen wouldn't let him in the backyard with my sister.
Oh, so he was with your sister?
Yes, ma'am.
So he came running after your dog to her house and she wouldn't let him in the yard?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was the Schnauzer injured?
Yes, but I didn't realize he...
Did the Schnauzer go to the vet or just the Chihuahua?
Just the Chihuahua.
And it's the Chihuahua's vet bills and whatever damage was done inside your house that you want Mr. Seufer to pay for.
And the doggy door, when they went...
And if the doggy door was damaged, that would have been as a result of this young lady trying to go through the doggy door.
Mm-hmm. And my pain and suffering.
The only one that's pained and suffering right now is me.
Caption coming up.
Your dog was out of your control for 3 times the width of this courtroom into her house. What do you think could possibly be a defense for that?
And later today.
I ask you that question because I bought my husband a trike for a big birthday. He thought I was actually trying to kill him.
2 men grin. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Karen, Mark, and Naomi.
Karen Burrow Threlkeld claims her neighbor, Mark Seufer, owes for vet bills and property damage after his pit bull attacked her Chihuahua. Mark is countersuing for negligence.
Mr. Seufer, you have no defense. Do you understand? You have no defense to the fact that your dog was out of your control, entered her home, injured her dog, your daughter, in an attempt to get back the dog, damaged her doggy door by trespassing in her house. Your suggestion that it's her fault because her dogs were free without a leash, if her dogs had caused any damage to your home, if they were out without a leash, I would say, well, I'm going to hear that. But even if they were outside without a leash, that's not a defense for your dog. Your dog, much bigger, much more potentially aggressive, to be out of your control and to run 6 houses down into her house. Do you understand that?
I would say that it's not 6, but 3 houses. No,
Who cares? How many
think
houses separate yours from hers?
3.
3. So the dog ran 3 houses away.
Yes.
And your daughter ran 3 houses away. This is not next door. This isn't a common driveway. Was out of your control for 3 times the width of this courtroom, at least. Probably 6 out of your control into her house. What do you think could possibly be a defense for that?
Well, I think it's also relevant that police issued citations not to me, but to my neighbor.
Then they were stupid.
The animal control officer who showed
Don't
up.
tell me what an animal control officer told you. I'm telling you, you bought your home, sir?
Yes.
So you have homeowners insurance.
Yes.
In what state do you live?
Missouri.
Missouri?
Yes.
Did your insurance carrier ask you if you had a pit bull?
No.
Really? What insurance carrier do you have?
Originally it was USAA and then became Safeco. I don't know which carrier on this date was my insurer.
No, I'm just asking you, sir.
Yes.
Where in Missouri?
Veneta Park.
What's the county?
St. Louis County.
St. Louis County, Missouri. You have anything interesting from St. Louis County, Missouri?
I'll let you know.
Okay. She's going to get back to me. So what you're telling me is, in Missouri, insurance carriers on homeowners insurance don't ask you if you have a dog, what kind. That's what you're telling me.
Well, I've now had 2 different insurance carriers for that property, and neither asked me that question. And I don't recall them asking for the home that I sold prior to moving into that one, which was also in the same county.
I have a couple of homeowners insurance policies in several states. Every single one asked me if I had a dog and if I did, what kind. Maybe they don't in Missouri. That's a possibility. You have heard of that, have you not?
Yes.
Sure, because some insurance carriers say we're not going to cover you if you have this kind of a dog that's on our dangerous dog list, right?
Yes, there's a municipal stigma typically.
It's not a municipal stigma. It's that some insurance carriers will not insure you if you have a particular kind of dog, or they charge you an excessive premium if you have that kind of dog. You have heard of that, sir?
Yes.
Did you ever hear of a Chihuahua being on that list?
No.
How about a miniature Schnauzer?
No.
But you have heard of a pit bull being on that list.
Yes.
So you know what that means? That means if you have a pit bull, or...
Sorry.
Yes, excuse me.
There's a city ordinance actually for that exact town that says section 205, 215, keeping or possessing a pit bull dog. No person within the city raise, maintain, possess within his or her custody or control of a dog of the pit bull breed.
Did you know that?
No.
She's going to read it to you again.
No person within the city raise, maintain, or possess within his or her custody or control a dog of the pit bull breed.
And it says just that one dog? Or is it more than that one?
It says pit bull breed is defined to mean any dog descending from the following bloodlines, and it lists a list of dogs.
Now do you understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So that means, and you seem like an intelligent man, and your daughter is actually very truthful, for which your name is Naomi?
Yes, ma'am.
Naomi. Naomi is a truthful young lady. Well, what that means as an owner of the pit bull, A, what you're doing is against the law, according to your city ordinance. But more than that, if you have a dog that you know has been identified as potentially dangerous, you can't let a door open and let that dog get out. And there is certainly zero defense for your dog getting out and going into her house and severely injuring her dog. There's no excuse for that. And now that you know and that you're on notice that what you're doing is against the law, so that means that the police that responded to your house And the animal control officer who responded to your house, they didn't know what the ordinance said. You're not making that up, are you, Sarah?
No.
No. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
But giving her a citation, to me, means zero. How much were your vet bills?
$1,369.49.
And what was the damage to the interior of the house?
The interior of the house is just my maintenance and cleaning it up.
No. And what did it cost to fix the doggy door?
$715.43. $715.57.
That's $2,074. Did you ask the defendant for payment?
Yes.
Did you ask him in person or by phone, or did you send him a letter or a text, a note?
I actually put a copy of the bill in his mailbox, and then on July the 3rd, I tried to talk to Mark, and he told me at that time that the police and animal control told him not to speak to me, and if I come back to his house, for him to call them and I will be arrested. So I left it alone and filed my suit.
Smart. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yes. So they suggested that.
Don't tell me what they suggested to you. I'm telling you, I just took the facts directly as they were relayed from your daughter, sir. I don't know what you told the police, and I don't know what you told animal control.
Caption coming up.
Did you return it?
I returned, if not more of it.
Oh, show me.
I just deposited into the account.
Were there any deposits made into the account
No,
by
ma'am.
the defendant?
No, ma'am.
A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Karen, Mark, and Naomi.
Karen Burothrelkeld claims her neighbor, Mark Seufer, owes for vet bills and property damage after his pit bull attacked her chihuahua. Mark is countersuing for negligence.
Now, you have more than ludicrous counterclaim for harassment and for her negligence in letting her dogs be outside unsupervised. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,074. Good girl. Got it. Good thing to be honest. Always. We're done. I would think twice about keeping that dog, sir. It's against the law.
Court is adjourned.
Mark is interviewed, then Karen.
Well, it did become kind of a traumatic experience.
When Mark stated that I received a citation, I didn't.
Worked that amicably by avoiding each other at the very least.
Actually, I just wanted Mark to know I forgive him
They saw the violence up close, I didn't.
and that we're going to be neighbors.
Judy and Sarah.
You know what was most disturbing to me about that case, and actually you earned your money on that case, is that if what he says is accurate, that both the police came and animal control, and the ordinance that you read was clear, and that to have done nothing in that scenario is actually outrageous.
Case number 1066, Godard versus Tekachenko. All parties, please step forward.
Michael Godard is suing fellow biker Elrad Tikachenko for money and property taken from their biker club.
Mr. Goddard,
Yes, ma'am.
you ride motorcycles,
Yes, ma'am.
2 wheels or 3?
2.
I ask you that question because I bought my husband a trike for a big birthday. He thought I was actually trying to kill him.
Michael and Elrad grin.
So did all of our friends think that I was trying to kill him. He's allowed to ride it within the development. He's not allowed to take it outside in 2-lane traffic. Every once in a while, the family catches him coming around the garage when he thinks nobody's looking to go to the bank. I find those things a little frightening. How long have you been riding a motorcycle, Mr. Goddard?
Approximately 48 years.
Pronounce your last name for me.
Tkachenko.
Tachenko.
Tkachenko.
Let's do Mr. T. That will make it easy.
That's how I was called in school, Your Honor.
Mr. T. But this, you have a little group.
Yes, ma'am.
How many people are in this little biking group?
Currently, there are 5.
And Mr. T was a recent inductee in the group. He was made the treasurer of the group. Your complaint alleges that as the treasurer of this group, he misappropriated some funds from the Treasury.
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
$120.77.
And you're suing him for $661. That has to do with some patches that he has.
Yes, ma'am.
Allegedly. Club patches.
Yes, ma'am.
How did he come into custody of these club patches?
As part of the treasurer's function, he's also responsible for the unassigned patches, which he would either give to people that were going to be inducted in.
Well, there are only 5 people there now.
secure
How many patches did he have?
3 main patches and other little ones that go with it. It's 3 sets. Each set contains 6 patches.
Do you have those patches?
I do, Your Honor.
Great. Would you give them to me? I want to see what he's looking at. And was he voted out? He was voted in the club, and then you voted him out of the club.
All.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll take them all.
It's just all.
We'll take them all. Perfect.
Patches.
Perfect.
Yep. Thank you.
And you're not the club treasurer anymore, is that right?
From what I understand, no.
Okay, so give him the patches back. Now Mr. Goddard has the patches. So now we're talking about $120.77. You had a credit card that belonged to the company? That belonged to the club?
To the club, yes, I
And
did.
according to your answer, at least, you didn't have your own credit card once you ran into an emergency and you used the card for some personal expenses.
I did.
What personal expenses did you use them for?
It was like some purchases at local stores. I honestly just ran out of cash that day, so I used it.
Okay. He says you used it to the extent of $120.77.
I thought it was somewhere around $100, 120 some.
Did you
reasonable.
return it?
I returned, if not more of it, because.
Well, show me.
I did. I just deposited into the account.
Were there any deposits made into the account
No,
by the defendant?
No, ma'am.
Then you can show me, Mr. T, proof if you have it, that you deposited money. All right.
I paid it all back, and that's why this
120
entire episode was kind
you acknowledge that you used their card for about the same amount as the plaintiff says that was withdrawn, which was $120.77, which he has proof of, I'm certain. Kevin, would you get that and show that to Sarah, please? She can just verify the amounts that I assume add up to $120.77.
It looks about right, but I could do the math for you. There's a lot of little charges, like 15 or some odd charges.
You've added it up, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
120.77?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 121.77.
Okay. And there's no proof of repayment. So you have your patches?
Yes, ma'am.
120.77, and what else do you?
He has materials, ledgers, account books.
Okay, are all those there?
It's all here, ma'am.
Elred hands a ledger to Kevin, who gives it to Michael.
Oh, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you have them back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is our work here done?
Yes.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff, 120.77. Everything else has been returned. Thank you very much.
Court is adjourned.
It was something that I did use.
I'm pleased with the decision. I'm glad that the judge could see the truth.
That I did repay.
If he engages in any other club, he'll do the right thing.
Obviously, I don't have proof of it, so it goes against me.
You cannot get any respect from other clubs and the general community if you show any dishonesty.
I don't expect to be part of that club in any way, shape, or form.
Judy.
Just in case anybody thinks that I am not a truth teller.
Petrie is suing her former neighbors, Anthony Opulencia and Katie Molnix, for vet bills and emotional distress resulting from a dog fight.
Court come to order.
Judge Judy enters.
Have a seat, please.
Kevin approaches.
Case number 1172, Petrick versus Opulencia Munix.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Petrie, this is your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's his first name?
Zion.
Zion's 12?
Yes.
And you got him a puppy?
Correct.
When?
May of 2019.
What kind?
I'm not quite sure.
Zion, would you stand up? Because even your mom wasn't a witness to this dog incident. Zion, what kind of a dog did your mom buy you?
He's a Frenchie and then I believe a Terrier Falcon.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yes.
May I see it, please? When you say a Frenchie, you mean a French bulldog?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Pamela hands a document to Kevin, who brings it to Judy. She reviews a photo of a tan, mid-sized dog.
And how much does he weigh, do you know?
Right now, he currently weighs 12 pounds.
An incident happened on the 15th of April.
Yes.
You weren't present during that incident.
No, Your Honor.
Would you change places with Zion? I want him to be right in the middle. Zion, you were out walking your dog. Dog's name is?
Tony.
You were walking him on a leash.
Yes.
At what time of day?
Like afternoonish.
Okay. Now, you're walking Tony, and he was on a leash. And what happened next?
Me and my friend, we were walking, going onto the trail, and then...
Okay, so you were with a friend?
Yes.
Explain to me where the trail is.
It's like if you go from my house directly down from the lion fountain, and then you take a left, and that's how we were going onto the trail.
Where did the defendants live?
They
You have the pictures?
I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to see them so I can get some idea of what you're talking about.
So you can, Your Honor, so you can get a full visual. Zion was walking this.
Hey, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. You can't tell me where he was
okay,
walking.
I'm
You
sorry.
weren't there.
Yes.
Just hand me the photographs.
Pamela hands photos to Kevin, who brings them to Judy.
Thank you.
She reviews an image of residential buildings.
Zion, is this the complex where you live?
No.
Is this the complex where the defendants live?
Yes.
You live on the first floor or the second floor?
Second.
Second floor.
We did, yeah.
Okay. And this is the trail where you were going to walk with Tony. Don't shake your head. You weren't there. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Otherwise, you could sit. As a matter of fact, it's better. Sit down.
Pamela sits.
Zion, this is where you were going to walk with Tony?
Yes.
Did you have to pass the defendant's house in order to get to the trail?
Yes.
And your dog was on the leash?
Yes.
Tell me what happened as you passed their house.
So as I passed, me and my friend were going on a trail, and then from behind us, the pit bull, it came running at my dog, and before I could really react, he had a hold of his neck, and like he was just like shaking him, and then I was yelling at him to stop, like I was in shock, and then by the time he stopped with his neck, he immediately moved like by his thigh, and then he started gripping it, and then we were all yelling at him to stop, and then by that time...
When you say you were all, so I have you and your friend.
Yes.
Were either of these two people there?
Her.
You?
Yes, Your Honor.
She came after her dog?
Yes, she was there.
When their pit bull grabbed onto your dog, was she there?
Yes.
Was the pit bull on a leash?
No.
Was your dog injured?
Yes.
How did the pit bull finally let go of your dog?
A man was walking down the trail. He parked his dog. He had to punch the dog a few times, and then the dog finally loosened its grip.
He punched the pit bull?
Yes.
Did you know who the man was?
I think my mom got in contact with him.
Now you can stand up. Did you find out who the man was?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you find his name?
There's a group called Neighborhood Group on social media for our community, and I had asked for the gentleman who stepped in and helped my son if you could please reach out to me. And he announced himself and who he was, and so we got together at that time.
Got it. Now, sit down.
Pamela sits.
You weren't home at the time of this alleged attack.
No, ma'am.
Who was this?
It's my girlfriend, Katie.
Your girlfriend was home with your pit bull.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time I'm reading these papers, you were under house arrest.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And you were wearing an ankle bracelet.
Yes, I was.
And you live on the second floor.
Yes, I do.
So you let the pit bull out to relieve itself because you couldn't go out because you had an ankle bracelet on because you were under house arrest.
Yes, Your Honor.
The pit bull walked down the stairs by itself.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your apartment?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were standing here when the dog ran out, was unleashed. By the time you got to where the dog had Zion's dog, tell me what you did to get the dog off Zion's dog.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, when I...
Look at me. Don't look there.
Okay.
And make sure you know I know everything.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So now you're on the second floor. You've got an ankle bracelet. You're not allowed to leave the house, so you let the pit bull out by himself. He runs and attacks his dog. Do you either hear or see?
Neither, Your Honor. I was out there before the attack even happened. And I let
Now
him
look
know,
at me.
I let him know that that my dog was out there loose, and I was going to get I was trying to get him.
No, just listen to me. Just because you say it fast doesn't mean I miss it. You're on the porch.
Yes.
You let your dog out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's take it from there, step by step.
So I know.
Don't look over there.
I saw him walking his dog, and I went to let him know that my dog was out there, and I was
Just
already
a
going to
second.
get him.
You saw him walking his dog.
Yes.
With a friend.
Yes, Your Honor.
On a leash.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you say you let him know, what did you do? Listen, what did you do? Don't cross your arms. What did you do or say to let him know?
I said, hey, my dog's out here loose. I'm going to
Hey,
get him.
no, let's go slow. Hey, my dog's out loose out here.
And I'm trying to go get him.
And you're going to?
Get him.
And when you say that, you're on the porch.
No, I'm not on the porch at this point. I'm going to get my dog. Is what I'm doing.
Well, why would you let the dog out if you were going to get the dog?
I didn't think I would have to go get the dog. He comes back normally, so I didn't think I was going to have to go get him.
So it is your routine to let the dog out?
Not only when on the bracelet.
Just a second.
Only when I was on the bracelet.
In what month were you placed on the bracelet? No,
May?
Don't look at him. May what?
I don't know the exact date, Your Honor.
You don't know the date that somebody put an ankle bracelet on you? How old are you?
34.
How many times have you had an ankle bracelet on?
One.
Well, then I would know the exact date when somebody came and slapped an ankle bracelet on me.
I remember the date I got it off, but
on.
I know. I don't remember the exact date that I got it on.
What date did she get the ankle bracelet on?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that even has to do with anything.
You're not sure?
No.
You're not sure? I'm going to tell you what's sure. What sure is that she says because she was wearing an ankle bracelet, that's the reason she let the pit bull out alone.
Correct.
Well, then it becomes important because she said he usually comes back. That means she's let the pit bull out alone before. Now do you understand?
Anthony lowers his eyes. Caption coming up.
200 people died in your state as a result of pit bull attacks.
And that's a sad situation.
Yeah, just a second. So you have to be a moron to allow a dog like that around children. You have to be a moron.
Anthony swats with his documents. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Pamela, Zion, Anthony, and Katie.
Pamela Petrie claims her former neighbors, Anthony Opulencia and Katie Molnix, owe for vet bills after their pit bull attacked her son's dog. Anthony is countersuing for threats and harassment.
Okay, what county do you live in and what state?
King County, Seattle, Washington.
Whose pit bull is it?
Mine.
How long have you had it?
About 2 years now.
How long has she been your girlfriend?
About 3 years now.
What kind of work do you do?
I was a maintenance supervisor.
In the complex where you live?
Not that complex, but another property.
Did you get fired?
Yes.
Is that because you had a pit bull?
No.
Why?
Why? Because of her constant harassment, calling corporate.
Are you allowed to have a pit bull?
Yes.
Are you?
I was, yeah.
Let's see. King County.
I'm looking into
Your Honor.
Just a second.
So I know January 1st of 2020, the state of Washington undid their initial ban on pit bulls outright. So pit bulls were allowed in the state of Washington and counties were not allowed to ban them outright after January 1st of 2020. But I'm on the Kings County government website to see if there's anything specific.
So when you got the dog, because you said you've had the dog for 2 years, pit bulls were banned in your state. You know how much it takes to ban a dog, to get that through a legislature, to ban a dog? And I don't know why Washington undid the ban, but they did in January. But when you got the dog was a banned dog. And I don't know why you think, because the girlfriend knows she let the dog out. She says, I let the dog out, and I've done it before. Usually comes back. I told him, hey, my dog's out loose. And why you would think that an unmonitored dog, you as the owner, are not responsible for all their vet bills is mind-boggling to me.
I never once said I wasn't responsible for the vet bill.
Oh, Well, then what are we doing here? You said in your answer, we agreed to split them 50-50, and I paid my half. Why would they split the vet bills with you 50-50 if it's all your fault?
Well.
Well is not an answer, sir. Well is not an answer. If she's lazy and instead of walking the dog on a leash, a dog that can cause significant damage because the dog might have just as well attacked the child as the dog.
Dog would never attack a child.
Would only attack another dog. Is that
No,
what you're
that's-
saying?
no.
Is that what you're saying?
I have
You
pictures
want
of
me
my
to
dog,
show you?
my
do you
dog
want
around other dogs around kids.
Well, let me tell you.
It was the actions of that little dog.
I want to tell you this.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have drawers full of letters from grandparents and parents who say, my pit bull is wonderful, I thought. And then one day, it turned. And when a dog that weighs 10 pounds or 12 pounds turns on you and snaps at you, I have a dog that weighs 4 pounds. If I annoy her and she's sleeping and I wake her up and she nips me, which she hasn't done, smart, I would get hurt a little bit. But when a pit bull attacks somebody, they can kill them. And if you choose to have a dog like that and you're a grown man, that would be on you. And if girlfriend over here decides that that's okay, she's a grown woman. But when you subject children to your dog, you're making them take a risk that they didn't ask for. Why would you subject a child, yours or anybody else's, from an animal that's capable of causing serious physical injury? Read the papers. There's a list of dogs in most states that insurance companies won't even insure your house if you have a particular breed of dog. Why do you think they do that? They're in business to make money. And all you pit bull owners out there, I've heard the hate mail. Don't bother. I don't read it.
There's a lot of bad owners out there.
I'm sure that there are terrific pit bull pets that are wonderful. They have the capacity to kill you. They have been known to kill you. I never knew anybody that got killed by a Shih Tzu or a Yorkie or a Chihuahua. Never. But if you go on Google and find out how many deaths and serious physical injuries were caused in the last year by pit bulls, I tell you what we're going to do. Sarah's going to look at it. I've never looked at the number. Don't speak. What you're supposed to do is put a leash on your dog and get your behind out of the house and walk the dog. Because there's no question in my mind that you and boyfriend went out downstairs to the grass area because you actually went out of the house. They didn't come and arrest you for leaving the house, did they, when you ran outside after your dog? No, they didn't arrest you. Oh, right. So you could just as easily have taken the dog out to one of these grass areas that's right near your house to relieve itself. But you were too lazy. Do we have a number?
Well, it looks like out of 430 fatal dog attacks, 185 were caused by pit bulls in the state of Washington.
Oh, God. Not even half.
Just. You know how many hundreds of breeds of dogs there are, you idiot? Do you know how many hundreds of breeds of dogs there are? So practically 50% of the deaths in the state where you live from dog attacks were pit bulls. I want you to look and see how many dog deaths in the state of Washington were caused by chihuahuas in the same period. And your counterclaim for harassment is dependent upon this number. Because if this number is more than 0, I will actually entertain your counterclaim for harassment. Otherwise, I'm tossing it.
Well,
that's
between
crazy.
2005 and 2018 in the entire United States, 2.
From a Chihuahua.
Appreciate
For
that.
the entire United States.
I'll take it.
From 2005. 2005?
Until
From 2005. You'll take what?
It's more than 0, what you just said.
Oh, then I'm going to hear your counterclaim. Do you understand? 200 people died in your state as a result of pit bull attacks.
And that's a sad situation.
Yeah, just a second. So you have to be a moron to allow a dog like that around children. You have to be a moron.
I'm not a moron.
Oh, absolutely.
Caption coming up.
Now you have a counterclaim for terroristic threats, loss of employment, moving expenses, and emotional distress.
Yes, ma'am.
Whose, other than mine?
Anthony bristles. Whitney grins. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Pamela, Zion, Anthony, and Katie.
Pamela Petrie is accusing her former neighbors, Anthony Opulencia and Katie Molnix, of refusing to pay vet bills after their pit bull attacked her son's dog. Anthony says Pamela threatened to shoot their pit bull.
Now, can I see your vet bills, please? Now you can stand up.
Pamela hands documents to Kevin, who brings them to Judy.
What's the balance that he owes on the vet bills?
Currently, right now, he paid a total of $780 with a remaining balance of $289.
Why did you stop making the payments?
Because I got fired because of her.
Oh, good. $289. Okay, now you have a counterclaim for terroristic threats, loss of employment, moving expenses, and emotional distress.
Yes, ma'am.
Whose, other than mine?
Anthony bristles.
Other
Mine
than
and
mine.
hers.
You have to understand something. She's a wrongdoer.
Who's a wrongdoer?
She is.
You don't know that.
She allowed a dog off leash because she was lazy, and she let the dog go out, and the dog attacked another dog. And you recognized your fault because you paid the vet bills to your credit. You paid the vet bills until you said you got fired. The suggestion is you got fired because of her.
It's not a suggestion.
So, just a second. You had a pit bull in the house. She reported it to whomever, animal control, the management company that you worked at.
Yes, ma'am.
She reported it, which is her right. Other than that, what are you complaining about? It's her right to report that because you maintained a dog in your house and your girlfriend let the dog roam free, not once, but according to her, regularly, that she felt that that created a threat to everybody in the neighborhood. The truth is, so do I. So if you have something to show me about terroristic threats that she did, I'll be more than happy to see that.
I wasn't there when it happened. She was, so.
Okay. Terroristic threats.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the terroristic threats.
After the incident happened, and she came over to talk to me about it. She was just completely like freaking out, and I was trying to calm her down, but she's telling me that she brought her gun over with her to shoot my dog in the head, and like.
She was going to shoot your dog. Mm-hmm. Did you see a gun?
I did not see a gun.
Okay. Next. What's next?
What's next is that she continued to call me, separating me from the work I needed to do almost daily. At least every other day, she's texting me, calling me, what are you gonna do about this bill? Where's my money at? I stopped answering her, and she starts calling corporate and calling my management company and harassing multiple people on the board there. So they're calling me, telling me to try to smooth the situation out, do what you can to, so, okay, I'll do that. But even though I did, she still kept calling, still, it wasn't good enough for her.
Your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of the remainder of the vet bill, which is $289. We're finished here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned.
Anthony.
I'm irate right now.
I just want to say I've been watching Judge Judy for a long time, and I knew that coming here that my case would be heard and justice would be prevailed. Thank you, Judge Judy.
She called the animal control, I think it was like a few days later or a week later or something.
Our dog, he's an all-white dog, so he was just full of blood.
The dog wasn't there by then.
We'd
already gotten rid of him.
You should have your dog on the leash. There's not much to really say about it.
It was scary. I mean, like, it's a horrible thing.
We don't want them hurting other people, nor do we want our dogs being hurt, vice versa. Just please leash your dog up.
Sarah and Judy.
You know, I might have to adjust that number a little bit. As I kept looking for the fatalities caused by dogs, there's so many different accounts and different numbers. But one consistent thing from all of the accounts is that pit bulls did account for a majority of fatalities from dog bites and dog interactions.
It's been my experience here that those people who have dangerous dogs, and there is a couple on that dangerous list, have to be really mindful of the fact that if an animal, and it is an animal, has the capacity to kill, it doesn't mean that it intentionally does that. I mean, if you're a homeowner, and if you can't get homeowners insurance or renters insurance if you have a particular breed of dog, I would say to myself, doink, there is a reason that insurance companies that are in the business of making money, they have done the math. They understand that eventually they're going to pay out on a claim. So they say, you know what? You want to have that dog? Either you're going to pay a double premium or we won't insure you. And I would say to myself, as a rational human being, there are over 200 breeds of dogs. Find the
money taken from her bank account.
Court come to order. All rise.
Judge Judy enters.
Have a seat, everybody.
Kevin approaches.
Hello, Judge. Case number 1158, Thomas versus McMahon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, my goodness, this sounds like some drama. Miss Thomas, you and Mr. McMahon were, for a period of time, involved romantically.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was this?
My son.
What is he here for?
There's a counterclaim against his car that he bought from him.
He could wait outside for a minute. Kevin, would you escort this young man outside for a minute?
Kevin and Amy's son, Christian, leaves.
Thank you. How long do you know Mr. McMahon?
About 11 years.
Were you friendly with him when he was married?
No. Well, we were friends, but not.
You were friends?
Yeah.
So you were friends with his wife as well?
Yes.
How long were you friends with his wife?
Same amount of time.
Were you married at the time?
Yes.
You're no longer married?
No.
In what year did you and your wife separate?
It was...
Month and year.
January of 5 years ago, so 2016-ish.
And in what month and year did you and your husband separate?
May of 2018.
And when did you and Mr. McMahon start to see each other?
November, December of 2020. Or 2019, sorry, 2019.
These questions sort of become relevant. So that you and your wife were already separated.
Yes.
When you and the plaintiff got together.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Because I sensed, based upon what you write, that there was, in the complaint, that there was some bad energy between yourself and your ex-wife.
Yes, ma'am.
While you were a couple, your complaint is that there was a trip that was scheduled. It was to celebrate your birthday. You were going to Las Vegas. You were taking your children. And according to your complaint, the defendant was supposed to take his children. You made the arrangements. You booked the Airbnb. You booked the flights. And according to you, at the last minute, the defendant backed out of the trip. And he said his ex-wife wouldn't let him take the children with you to Vegas. So you want half the cost of the trip. That's one thing. Right. And then you want the return of property that you allege he has that's yours, that was in a house that you sometimes stayed at.
Yeah, I stayed at his house a lot.
Your children are how old?
Christian's 20 and my youngest is 16.
Okay, and when you stayed at his house, where were your children?
At my home.
So you didn't live at his house?
No.
You stayed at his house?
Right.
You slept over?
Yeah.
Let's keep this very, very simple because it's not a complicated case. What items do you allege that you have that are yours that are at his house?
My dresser. I just moved it in the day before.
Your dresser and?
My bed. I bought a new bed.
A mattress?
Uh-huh. The rest of my Xbox stuff, because we used to do family nights there, so I just need my Xbox stuff back.
Do you have her dresser?
I do, Your Honor.
It's an old dresser, right?
Yes, and I've told the plaintiff not to bring it over, and she still brought it over. It wouldn't even fit up.
Just a second.
Okay.
You have no objection if she gets a mover with an escort and comes to get the old dresser?
Yes, she can stay outside, yeah.
She can stay outside. Mm-hmm. Go get the dresser.
Thank you.
Now, you bought a mattress. When you went to his house, was there a mattress?
Yes.
And you brought over a new one. Was that your idea or his idea?
Both.
I'm a woman. I want you to understand that. He doesn't mind sleeping on his old mattress with a new girlfriend. The new girlfriend minds sleeping on the mattress where you used to sleep with other people. So there was a mattress when you got there. And when you brought over the new mattress, he got rid of the old one.
Yeah.
The mattress stays. The dresser comes with you.
Okay.
He doesn't want it. Do you have any of her Xbox stuff?
That Xbox stuff she gave to my son, my 8-year-old son, Your Honor.
When did she give it to him?
She bought him a video game for Christmas, and then after he got that video game, she brought him a charging station and 2 controllers.
And that was for Christmas?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you buy those things for Christmas, is my question?
No.
What did you buy them for?
I bought them in May so that we could play Mortal Kombat when the movie Mortal Kombat came out.
Well, why didn't you keep it at your house?
Because my kids would come over there, because I was over there a lot, so like we would do dinner and then we'd all have like a game night.
This kid's 20 years old.
He's got the maturity of like a 12-year-old sometimes.
Really?
He would come over, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
He drives a car?
No.
I thought you said there's a counterclaim for a car. Is he the one with the car?
No, I have the car. It's in my name.
I don't care if it's in your name or not.
He doesn't drive.
Does he have a driver's license?
No, he's not allowed to drive. He had one, I took it away.
So far, Miss Thomas, you're not doing terrific with me. You have your dresser back. The last, which is coming back to you, if she doesn't pick up the dresser with an escort within 5 days of today's date.
Okay.
The dresser is yours. You can keep it. You can throw it away. You can make it into firewood. You can do whatever you want with it. It was clear from this that you brought in furniture because he didn't have furniture, so you brought some stuff in. You can take your dresser. But you have 5 days to do it in. Get a mover. Now let's talk about the trip. You were supposed to take a trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
On what dates?
June 28th through July 5th.
Did you go?
No.
You did not go? And your children didn't go? You booked an Airbnb?
Yes.
How much was it?
$809.38.
When did you cancel it?
The day that everything fell apart, so June 26th, the day before we were supposed to leave, pretty much.
Did you get your money back?
No.
Why didn't you go?
Well, he was trying to have me arrested for one. For two, I just, no. I wasn't.
No. Slowly.
I didn't want to go.
You didn't want to go?
No, I couldn't.
Why couldn't you go?
Because he was supposed to pay half, so.
So what do you mean you're supposed to pay half? You have 2 children. You were supposed to go there for your birthday. You booked the Airbnb. Why didn't you go?
Because all the money that was spent to go, he was supposed to repay all that back so that we can finish going to the trip, and he didn't do that.
So there was no reason you didn't go?
Yeah, no, I couldn't go. Health-wise, I just couldn't go. Like mental health-wise, I didn't want to go.
You didn't go because he told you that his wife wouldn't let him take the children out of state?
No, that's not what happened, but.
Well, tell me what happened. That's what it says here in your complaint.
That's what led up to all of this happening, but no, it's because there was a domestic violence and I just not in the right mindset to go. I didn't want to go. So he laid hands on me and I just didn't want to go.
Caption coming up.
You understood that the protective order that was signed by a judge said that you could not be within 2 blocks of his home.
Right.
And have no contact with either him or his children.
Right.
And you understand that you violated that order.
Amy lowers her eyes. A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Amy and Jason.
Amy Thomas claims her ex-boyfriend, Jason McMahon, is wrongfully keeping her property and stole money from her bank account. Jason is countersuing, claiming Amy damaged his cars and burglarized his home.
So you chose not to go?
Yeah, I have PTSD. I wasn't going to go by myself. It was supposed to be a planned thing and fun, and it's not fun.
She's going to get her dresser. Next part of your complaint is he took money from your bank account.
Yeah.
What money did he take from your bank account and when?
It's been going on since June 26th till current. His auto insurance, he has signed up on electronic fund transfers.
Mr. McMahon, did you take on an automatic withdrawal your auto insurance out of her bank account?
No, I pay my auto insurance through my bank and my card, and I have since I've had auto insurance.
Okay. Ms. Thomas, would you show me proof that Mr. McMahon withdrew money from your bank account to pay his car insurance?
Amy hands a document to Kevin, who brings it to Judy. She reviews it.
So the front's the bank statement that says it got withdrawn.
Insurance premium, Progressive Direct Insurance, $139.77. What is that, sir?
I have no idea. I've never used her bank card or her bank information at all, Your Honor. I've paid my insurance myself through my own card. I've never had access to any.
Name on account.
And as a matter of fact, Your Honor, I have a text message of her sending to my kids' mother about how she's got all of my access to my information. I don't have any access of hers.
How much is your auto insurance, sir?
It's $139. I have no idea how it got on there, Your Honor.
Show me proof that you paid your auto insurance. From your bank. You know what this is about.
I know, and I don't have a bank statement for that. I don't know what that's about, honestly.
Well, take a look.
Like, I have called Progressive myself and used my card the whole time I've had insurance.
Just a second.
Jason reviews the document.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
Keep reading.
Well,
Keep reading. So don't tell me you have no idea until you read everything.
I really don't, Your Honor.
Really, everything. Okay. So do you need some time to get your bank records to show me that you've paid your own auto insurance every month?
I could call Progressive.
I could. No, don't call Progressive.
Okay, I don't have access to my accounts right now, Your Honor. I couldn't give you that information because I had no idea that was even on there.
Well, were you served with a complaint that talked about it?
No, it was just I was served with a piece of paper that said I owed 63.
Show me the complaint that you served him. I'll take those now, Kevin.
Kevin returns the document to Judy.
He was served with the order.
Just show me the complaint. Can I ask you a question? When did you stop this?
So I just found out about it. I was already in small claims, and then I had to amend my order and add that to it.
Ms. Thomas, what you're telling me is that Mr. McMahon was not served with a complaint that included this.
No, he was.
Then show it to me.
I'm trying to find it, but I think I left it in the trailer.
Then it doesn't exist. He says he never got it, and unless you have proof that he was served with it, I'm going to dismiss that part of your claim so that you can refile it.
Okay.
Because it looks to me as if he pays $139 a month for his car insurance, it looks to me as if it's coming out of your bank account.
Yes.
And if it is coming out of your bank account as recently as last month, and he didn't have an opportunity to bring his bank records to show that it comes out of his account, I'm going to dismiss your claim without prejudice. You can refile it with regard to that claim, unless you can show me proof that he was served with.
I have the service notice, but I think it's in my other stuff because I was supposed to bring a whole Bible.
Listen, this is where we are.
Sorry.
This is where we are, and it goes up to a week ago. So I doubt that he was served with it, unless he was served today with it.
No, he was served like 2 weeks ago. He was served 2 weeks ago.
If he was served 2 weeks ago, then he would have had time to get his bank funds.
Yeah, I understand. If you could just, I don't mind if you dismiss it. If I could bring back.
Fine.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
you're going to get your dresser back. Now we're going to go to his counterclaim. First, let's go to money owed for car damages. Your cars were damaged.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that the plaintiff damaged your cars.
Yes, ma'am.
On several occasions.
Yes, the first one being...
Just a second.
Okay.
Let us acknowledge that your cars were damaged. You have police reports.
Yes, ma'am.
That your car was damaged. Do you have any proof that the plaintiff damaged your cars?
I have 3 videos, and the second video is her car driving by. It's an all-black car with all black rims, and you can see a puddle forming behind my car. Then there's a third video where it's the very next car going by, and you can fully see a puddle of brake fluid behind my car.
So what you want me to see are videos of an all-black car, not her,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
of an all-black car passing your car and a puddle of fluid.
Well, there's somebody throwing something out of the window, and you can't really see who it is, but it's an all-black car with black rims. She owns an all-black car with black rims. I've never had problems with anybody in the 8 years that I've lived in my house. I've parked there 8 years, and as soon as I quit talking to her, my cars get destroyed.
Can I see your police reports, please?
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, did you go to his house after the 28th of June, that was, or July, whenever he was supposed to go away, and he went with his kids on vacation to a lake or something? Did you go to his house and dismantle a trampoline that you had bought for his children?
Nope. And I have a picture of that on my phone. It's still up in his backyard.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's because she was in the process of taking it apart, Your Honor.
But it's still there?
Yes.
Right. There's nothing
Okay,
off of
so
it at
just
all.
a second. So it wasn't damaged?
No.
Okay.
I believe that's the one.
Didn't touch it.
Kevin brings a document to Judy.
Did you go to his house, Miss Thomas?
On the day he's talking about.
Did you go to his house?
Yes.
On what date?
This would have been the 26th.
Did you start to dismantle the trampoline that had been purchased for his children?
No.
You didn't touch it at all?
No.
Is my question.
Nope.
What did you go there for?
I was already there. I was moving my stuff out.
What do you mean you were moving your stuff out?
A lot of my stuff was there, so...
What stuff other than your dresser?
My clothes, hygiene stuff, my air conditioner, like a lot of stuff was there.
And that was the 27th, Your Honor.
What was your air conditioner doing there?
Because he doesn't have a lot of money, it's hot. It's hot in his house, and I was there a lot. I didn't want to be hot.
Caption coming up.
You negotiated a price of $1,300. You paid him $5,000. You did not pay him the rest. Your mother stole the title, had it titled in her name, forged his signature, and you have the car.
A courthouse. The Judy Justice logo appears. In the courtroom, Amy and Jason.
Amy Thomas is accusing the defendant, Jason McMahon, of withdrawing money from her bank account without permission. Jason claims Amy's son purchased his Honda Accord, but still owes the remaining balance on the car.
On the 19th of July, sir, you had a protective order against her
Yes, ma'am.
that was in effect.
Yes.
And you reported to the police that you received text messages from her.
Yes, for some reason, she was like tied to my phone somehow. So anytime she was in my neighborhood, it would send me a text message saying that she was in the neighborhood.
Okay. You know he had, in July, a protective order against you on behalf of himself and the children? You understood that?
Right.
And you understood that the protective order that was signed by a judge said that you could not be within 2 blocks of his home.
Right.
And have no contact with either him or his children.
Right.
And you understand that you violated that order.
But I didn't.
Police say that you violated the order. They saw the text messages and they saw the TikToks to his children.
The problem was I was not served with that order till later on in that evening, so I didn't even know about it till after that. And I really didn't. So I was not served till after July 9th with this protective order that he did back in, I don't remember what date it was, I want to say July 28th.
What were you doing near his house in July? Just pay attention. What were you doing at his house, near his porch, in July?
I wasn't near his porch. I was way far away, but it's in the vicinity. He lives like kind of in the hood by the by the courthouse. I work for the courthouse. Like right here is his house. Here's the courthouse. So I had no chance of.
It's not true, Your Honor.
So the police met me down the street at the Department of Social and Health Services.
I don't know the building. I want to know what you were doing near his porch.
I was 5 blocks away. My
5
phone,
blocks away?
Yeah, my phone drops locations. Like it said, like that was like a primary place I would go. It would drop my location when I was close by. It does it with my kids too. I got rid of it right after that. And we went to court, showed the judge the same thing. She understood and she's like, okay. So I wasn't like in his location at all. It's just where I worked is really close to his house.
You say you work at the courthouse?
I work for DCYF.
How do you get to work?
Drive.
What kind of car do you drive?
I have 2 cars, but right now just my
No, what kind of, just pay attention to my question. What kind of car do you drive?
A Honda Civic.
What color?
White.
What color is the 1997 Honda Accord?
Gold.
Part of your counterclaim.
Yes, ma'am.
That she took a title to the 1997 Honda Accord that you sold.
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you sell it to?
I sold it to her son, Christian. He gave me a $500 down payment, and he was supposed to give me the rest of the $800, and they took the car instead, and I didn't get anything.
When did you sell it to him?
It was on June 9th.
Now you can bring in the young man.
Kevin leaves. He returns with Christian, who joins his mother at the plaintiff's table. Judy and Sarah exchange a look.
First name is Christian?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the agreed price for that car?
We went $500 at first, and then we were going to go up, but he never came back.
Let's start, Christian, by saying, I know the answers to these questions. He owned a 1997 Honda Accord, gold, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You wanted the 1997 Honda Accord.
Yes, ma'am.
For you to drive.
Yes, ma'am.
Who negotiated the price with him?
I did, ma'am.
Did you negotiate a price of $1,300?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you give him $500 down?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever pay him the rest?
No, ma'am.
Did your mother bring you home the title
Yes, ma'am.
that she took from his house?
I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened, but she brought home the title.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you title the car in your mother's name?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a driver's license?
No, ma'am.
Who drives the car?
It sits in the garage, ma'am.
And that's a lie. I got a picture of him pulling up in front of my house in that car.
Just a second. You got $500?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
So he owes you the balance?
Yes, ma'am.
$800?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Okay. So that's an easy. You negotiated a price of $1,300. You paid him $5,000. You did not pay him the rest. Your mother stole the title, had it titled in her name, forged his signature, and you have the car.
He has a text message right here. He's wrong. He paid him $1,000. It's right here from Jason.
Just a second.
Sorry. He doesn't remember things all the way, but yes.
Hold on a second. Did you ever pay him anything more, don't speak, than $500?
Well, I always waited for him to come back and grab the money, but he never came back. And also, when we parked the car, he never came back to grab it. And all we ever agreed to was if he came back, he could just have the car as long as he gave me back the money I paid him.
Okay. Well, right now, this was a while ago, so right now he's going to get his $800 back.
All right, ma'am.
Mr. McMahon.
Yes, ma'am.
There isn't probably much doubt in my mind that the plaintiff vandalized your cars. But you understand, as to the police, that a black car driving by without any identifying person in that car, I don't know if it was her, I don't know if it was somebody on her behalf, I don't know who it was. I know that you're owed for the car because the person that you negotiated the price with says he only gave you $500.
Yes, ma'am.
That you could have taken the car back and they would have given you if you gave him back the $500, but at this point, I wouldn't take the car. I need a fly swatter, not anymore. Okay, that's enough. Goodbye and good luck.
Judy sets down the file folder she used to swat the fly.
Nasty. Okay, punitive damages, taking money without permission, $800. So this is my judgment. My judgment is within 5 days, Miss Thomas, go and get your dresser. If you don't get it within 5 days, she's going to make it into firewood or do whatever else he wants with it. On your counterclaim, I'm awarding you $800. That is the balance due on the 1997 Honda Accord Gold. We are done here. Goodbye.
Court is adjourned.
Jason, then Amy.
I'm happy with what she said.
We had one. He just didn't want anybody to know about it.
My whole thing is I wanted to stay single.
I'm done with dating. I'm cool.
Overall, I'm happy with it.
Sarah.
I think that case is a good lesson for people having to follow the proper legal channels because she said that he was served and put on notice for that portion of her claim. But if he wasn't, like he said, then he would not have been notified and would not have brought his bank records to combat whatever statement she was saying. So I think it's important to make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted before you come into court.
I agree with you.
So guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your guy Charlie here again with a new gameplay of Counter-Strike 2. Yes, you heard right. This time we will gonna play Counter-Strike 2 and the map I think is DDoS 2. And I really love this one and this version because it is smoother than the 1.6 version and has a lot of features, new graphics, everything is new. So guys, without wasting your time, let's go. If you are new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go guys. Okay guys, let's go. Let's pick up the weapon, the favorite weapons of all time, and let's pick up the flash grenade. And we will go from the left side as usual. Let me throw it here. Oh my god, I got a little damage, not a little bit, much. At least about 60% health. So let's see, maybe they are coming from this side, because this is the bomb area, so they will gonna come here to plant the bomb. Let's check here. Oh my god, oh, I'm dead. No problem, we'll go back for the next time. Oh, nice player.
Terrorists win.
Keep your eyes open, man. Keep your eyes open. What are these guys doing? Enemy team is playing well today. He's there. Oh, he's...
Let's go.
Oh, nice. AWM.
Incendiary out.
Okay guys, let's go again. Let's see what happens this time. We'll choose the same side. Watch out. Dude, not this time. I gave him some damage, but he was still there. Still there. Oh my god. I got 2 of them. 2 of them are still alive there, waiting for me to come. But I saw him. Oh, grenade. I have to fall back. Here I will gonna get a good angle. Where are they?
Counter-terrorists
Continuously killing my teammates. Is he here? Oh, right. Oh my god. What is he doing, man? Oh my god. He's here. I got him. Oh shit. He killed me. 2 of them are there. There are 2.
Grenade out.
What are you doing, man? Killing your own teammate?
Grenade out. Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang.
You can't even defuse the bomb, bro. Let's go again. Let's see what happens this time. Here. One. So let's see what's gonna happen. Are they right here? They are here. I saw him. I killed him. One of them is still there. What are you doing, bro? Keeping the knife in your hands and standing there.
Counter-terrorists win.
Go kill them. I got one. He got him. He's using a sniper. Oh, nice. Only I'm left.
Laying down smoke. Incendiary out. Incendiary.
They come from this side. They will probably come here for the... Oh my god. He got him. He got me.
Throwing a grenade. Grenade out.
Oh my god.
Deploying flashbang. Grenade. Grenade out.
You guys might be thinking why I'm hitting the wall, but some bullets can cross from this side and might hit them.
Terrorists win.
I don't have much health. I knew I will die. I knew I will die. He got the bomb.
Are we rushing in? Or are we going
Enemy team is playing right today.
Throwing flashbang.
Let's see what will gonna happen.
Throwing fire. Throwing a grenade.
They are not coming here. D-Dust is a little bit boring, honestly, what I feel. This game is a little bit boring. I feel that way. I don't know about you guys, but it's kind of boring map. I'm dead. Flashing bang. This. Throw the flashing bang. Nice, bro. Nice. His name is Papa. Oh. Camping here. That soap is camping here. See what will gonna happen.
Terrorists win. Come on, Chucky. Flashbang. Deploying
Did we win again? We didn't play well today. Actually, I'm not in the mood to, but I choose to post this video for you guys so that you guys don't feel bored. But it's quite a good thing. Let's see. Can I get one or not?
Throwing flashbang. Flashbang.
Two
Grenade
people
out.
here.
Smoke. Grenade out.
He's here. I got two of them. The soap one, I hit the other. I'm glad I get that. Bro, you literally scared me. Where are they camping? Oh, he's offline. Sorry, Emco. We have to do because we have to win. Okay guys, this will be the last match we will gonna play. We just won one match today. But let's see what happens. I choose to post also my games which I load because I don't want you to just think that I win all the matches. So I will probably post this. So you will be satisfied that not all the players are good that much. Even we lose sometimes. So, oh my god, really human hit. This is the last match you will not play, okay?
Throwing a grenade.
I will post more videos. Oh, I'm dead. Oh yeah, I will be posting more videos continuously for you. So stay tuned, we're gonna play lots of other matches and other maps as well. So stay tuned guys and wait for my upcoming videos. And if you are new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow for more videos. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye bye.